Good evening, ladies. It's another Thursday. Tell me how you're doing in the chat. How's everyone's Thursday coming along? Can you believe it is February? The whole month of January is gone. We have 11 months in the year. That is very crazy to me. But I want to welcome you all to our Girl Talk. This week is episode 12. My name is Belinda Gray, and I am the coordinator for the upcoming Grace Gathering. The Girl Talk that we've been having since March is a time for us to chat with different women, to share their testimonies, to share their victories, to share their triumphs, to share their struggles, just to encourage us that we are not in our fight alone. We will culminate this Girl Talk during our event at the Grace Gathering, which is going to be on March the 15th and 16th. It's going to be at the Hilton Atlanta Marietta Hotel and Conference Center. Our theme for this year is Relentless Faith, God's Got You. I'm not sure if you've been struggling, feeling like you are in this fight alone. We want you to stand beside and stand with your sisters to understand that you are not in this fight alone. God's got you. We have to stand hold to his promises, to his word, and declare what he's promised us back to him. So we want, if you don't already know or haven't already registered, to go on our website, wograce.com. You can find out all the details. As you can see on the screen, here are our upcoming speakers. We have Dr. Deidre Hill, Apostle Karen Downs, and Dr. Matisa Wilbin. We'll have vendors. They're selling hats, hair, all of the things. We will have a high tea on that Saturday. So make sure you have your spring dress and your hat and your fascinator. We may have a prize for the best dress, but please, please, please make every effort to register for the event. Remember, you can go on wograce.com to find out more details and to also register. All right. We are going to kick off episode 12, and I get an opportunity to talk to one of my sisters, Stacey Grant, and she is going to talk to us about our future. Many times, like I've said before, we kind of feel like we're in this alone, but have you taken the time to see about those sisters that may be younger than you, maybe your children, your cousins, your nieces that might be struggling? And today we're going to talk a little bit about how we can empower and uplift our young girls. So, Stacey, if you don't mind, kick us off and tell us a little bit about yourself and also talk about Our Girls Rock too.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to have this platform. I'm Stacey Grant. I'm from a small town called Portal, Georgia. I'm married to Akeem, and I have two little girls, Harley and Tegan. I went to Georgia Southern University in 2012. I founded Our Girls Rock 2. And I'll tell you a little bit more why I founded it. But and it's a program for girls ages 7 to 18. We break up the group from 7 to 12 and 13 to 18 as far as content wise. But it's an empowerment group for girls to educate, uplift, embrace, and empower our youth in a way to provide resources that they may not receive at home or in school or in the community, but being that resource for them. We're trying to gear more towards STEM things as well to help with career development, but we do cover content such as cyberbullying, hygiene, preparing them for college or any type of career driven field, and just how to care for themselves and care for others. So we do a lot within that. We offer programs, monthly programs to girls. We have a cohort of 45 girls in the program. We just had orientation Sunday for this year, and we offer monthly programs. We take them on we do summer camps. We take them on summer trips. We give away we give away scholarships to seniors to help them with school. We do just a variety of different things for girls.
Wow, I didn't know it was 45 girls. Do you know offhand, and I'm already going off script, how many girls have you been able to help in the last this is your 12th year. So how many
Well,
girls have
the number, I don't know, but I would say we've been in contact with over 1,500 girls. Yes, yes. Every year in September, we host our annual conference. And at the conference, we invite girls to come from all over. So sometimes we have from North Georgia, South Georgia, and sometimes out of state girl groups will come in. And we average at before COVID, it was more like 100, 150 girls per conference. Post COVID, it ended up being like more like 75 to 100 girls for those events. And then we do community outreach events that's open to girls. One of our bigger ones that's open to girls is our mother daughter brunch that we have normally in April or May, right around Mother's Day. The best event ever. It's so empowering. So we do a lot. We do the father daughter events, and like we just have community events open to other girls outside of the actual program.
Gotcha. See, I knew about it, but I didn't know about it. So like what are the requirements if someone was interested? I know you've already done orientation, so I'm sure they can't participate now. But if you knew somebody, what are the requirements?
So the requirements is you want to be in the program.
Okay.
Meaning that at some point you need maybe some help with tutoring, or you may need some help with direction of, sometimes our girls are the mean girls, and their parents that, and they need help in that. Some girls are being bullied. Some girls may just need to be surrounded by other girls and other women. Some it's just, and then some you don't. They don't. Anybody, you just want to be a part of it. So they have to fill out the application just to let us know, like, how can we better serve you, better, help you, and your needs. There's no kind of economic standards or anything like that, because we just want to be there for all girls, because you can be in a higher class and still be struggling. And it could be self-esteem. A lot of girls suffer from low self-esteem and self issues because of social media influencers, what they see, their friends. It's just a lot of variables in that. So we really don't, and it's open for all girls, no matter if you're in ethnicity. However, we do have more African American girls and Hispanic girls in the program.
Gotcha. Now, do they have to be in the Statesboro, Savannah area, or could they live anywhere in Georgia?
They have to be within our surrounding counties: Bullock, Evans, Candler, Scriven, what is Emmanuel, and Jenkins County. So all of the surrounding counties, because you got to be able to commute. Now, at one point, we did have some that came from Richmond Hill, and she brought her daughter to the programs and everything. So we didn't deny her because she wanted to be a part of it. We won't deny. However, we do cater for those areas, and then that kind of helps out with grants, being able to keep it to a specific group.
Gotcha. And you want them to be there so that they can get the information.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Invitation.
Gotcha. So what inspired you to start Our Girls Rock 2?
It's so crazy, Belinda, because when I saw it, I was like 2011. It might have been 10 to 11. God had been talking to me about doing this. For a good part of my life, I have always been that type of person everybody come to for advice or come to for something. And he was like, do this girls group. He kept bothering me about it. You know how God gonna keep messing with you till you do it. And I was like, I'm not gonna do that. I was being disobedient. I'm being real. And
I appreciate it.
I don't know, I don't know how to do that. What resources, what money, what? And he kept saying, you worrying about the wrong thing. Do what I tell you to do. So I was like, no, I did. And then he circled back about 6 months. He kept, and I was like, so I went to my mama about it. I was like, Mama, God keep landing on my heart and doing this about this girls group. I never done anything like this. I don't know where to start. I don't have money to start nothing like this. I don't know where to like I had no clue. And my mama said, well, if God telling you to do it, why are you not doing it? He gonna provide. He's a provider. He gonna make it work. Do it. I got you. I was like, no. I'm not doing all. I don't know, but it kept going until I said, okay, we're gonna do it. She said, all right. So I kid you not, from day one, he just worked that thing out. Like it just fell all in place. Like I didn't have to stress or worry about nothing. He put the right people in my circle, in my corner to help me get started. And it's people that may not be in there now, but they were placed there to help me get started, get my like he strategically did that thing. And it was just crazy how I was running from it because I didn't know. And then it came to me, he kept revealing more that the girls needed this outlet. And a lot of people don't know this. Growing up, I was bullied.
Ah,
People look at me, they wouldn't think that at all.
nope.
Um, I was bullied in middle school. I was bullied for stuff by an individual because they wanted my clothes, because I was smart, I was in Quest, I was a church girl. Like I was bullied because I guess I didn't fit into that circle.
Mm-hmm.
Um and it was hurtful because it's like, what, you bullying me, why? But then outside of that, and then becoming popular, you know how that transition happens. But I wanted to be able to be there for other girls, um, because it was just a season with the bullying. But it made me who I am today.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me realize that it's important to watch how you treat people as well, because sometimes we think about how everybody treats us and we never think about how we treat other people. And I think that's very important. But I was being bullied and I wanted to be able to be there for the girl, and be there for the bullies, because most of the times, and the person that bullied me because they didn't have anything. They didn't have anybody. Like it was more of a, I think, a cry out for help,
Yep.
Yeah.
Attention.
Yes, because now that individual, when I see them today, they love me. It's like the opposite, and they look up to me. And I think it was the wrong form of trying to be my friend. So I think
Mm-hmm.
we have to be careful, not be careful, but be wise how we, I guess, address the bullies, because sometimes it's issues within themselves. And me knowing that what I know now, I can kind of help navigate young girls in the community on that, because we do have some mean girls. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that sometimes with being a mean girl and tearing somebody down, it takes 1 second to tear somebody down. But
Correct.
it takes a lot to build them back up, because building their self-esteem, you can tell somebody they ugly, they fat, they ain't got no hair, like anything, and it can really hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's important to be able to notice, both sides of the spectrum.
You touched on a lot. So you talked about he gave you this vision. You didn't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
He gave you the
Mm-hmm.
idea. You didn't know where it could go, but he just wanted
Nope.
you to take the first step, and he provided the resources. Because many times we
Yep.
think we have to have the whole plan, and he didn't give it to us that way. But then
Yes.
you also talked about the importance
Yes.
of you were bullied. Many times, young girls and people today, when they are hurt, they think that that's going to be their story for forever, and they don't see a way out. But
Mm-hmm.
you were like, I was bullied and I made it through. So I can tell you that this season is not going to last for forever. And even there could be people
Right.
that continue to talk about you, but you have the resources to navigate through those waters. So what do you tell those bullies? And then what do you tell the girls that have been bullied?
Okay.
And it looked like you froze.
Let's start with the book.
I think you're frozen. Are you there, Stacey? It was just getting good. Of course, we have technology issues. Okay, I see you now.
No,
Okay,
this
I
was
can see you
getting
now.
good.
Okay, can you see me? While we wait for Stacey to come back, if you want to talk about it in the chat, if you've been a mean girl, you've experienced mean girls, what do you tell young girls today when they're dealing with those bullies? In the name of Jesus. Yes, we got to take it to the Lord in prayer, Pastor Smalls. What else do we do?
Okay, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. I don't know what happened with my Mac, but I'm back.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Turn your phone horizontal and see so I can get. There we go. Okay. Now, tell us, how do we help these mean girls and these girls that are getting bullied?
Okay, so I think with the the girls, to start with the girls that are bullying and being a mean girl, is I guess identifying any self issue and showing them how to love themselves. Because I think it starts with loving yourself. Because when you love yourself and you're secure with who you are,
Mm-hmm.
I think you walk differently, and you treat people differently. And within that, I think, hold on, let me change it up. I think that that's the big thing with addressing the bullies, identifying the issues. And then sometimes girls who are
Mm-hmm.
bullies because of what they see. And see,
Mm-hmm.
that circle back into our community, our parenting, social media influencers, your people in your circle around you, that how they, for instance, the things I may say to my child, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna pick up on it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So then they're gonna say something, say that, use that same language, that same energy to the next person. If I have my kids in the car and I'm on the phone with you and I'm talking about D, oh yeah, and D this and this and that, and she, and they hear that,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna start talking to kids and other people like that because they hear me. And because they hear me, I'm someone that influences them. And they hear it come out of my mouth, they think that it's okay. They think that that's a part.
Mm-hmm.
And if a child come to you and say, so and so bothered me at school, the way I respond,
If you come
you
ready to fight, they're gonna be ready to
right,
fight.
that makes a difference versus how you handle stuff. And you have to think about how you handle and communicate your kids in a professional way. Even though they're your kids, you still have to keep that because they go off of your energy. So I think that that's a big thing, and you have to look at that picture. And as far as the person that's being bullied, being able to open up and talk to people about it, because without that, sometimes that leads to the self-esteem issues, that leads to committing suicide, that leads to a door of things, because if you don't have nobody to communicate it with, and then if you do say something, sometimes they're afraid to say something, because if I tell so and so, the teacher, and then they go back and tell them, then they're gonna want to fight me. Or they think that their friends are their friends, but they're not their friends. If that,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to offend my friend, that's not your friend, baby. They're
Mm-hmm.
not your friend, they're setting you up.
Mm-hmm.
So just being able to identify that, and being confident in who you are. I wish I had the self-esteem that I had. Well, okay. I've always had pretty high self-esteem. Let's roll that back.
You do.
I have. I would say that even during the midst of me getting bullied. Now, the way I responded to my bullying was not in a way of um I would say I didn't feel like scared or cry, like that type of stuff. I took
Mm-hmm.
it as if, why you bothering me? Like, trying to figure it out. Like I'm the type of person, I'm trying to figure this out type thing, you
Mhm.
know? So people handle that stuff differently. So being able to give them different avenues of how to communicate, I think is very important. And we do that. We have open discussions, you know, how do you help the person that's being bullied?
Mhm.
Okay, so if you're a bystander, we talk about that as well because sometimes the bystanders get left out. The bystanders play a large role in people being a bully and getting bullied because bystanders can hype a situation up
Yes.
or they can pipe it down. And it's important to let girls, boys, everybody know, you know, as a bystander, you have one of the most important roles because if you don't hype that up, a lot of times the bully not gonna keep going. If they don't have no fuel, that
Mhm.
car can't keep going. But if you fueling it, they're gonna keep doing it because it's entertainment, you
Yep.
know. So just being able to address that and getting to the root of, I'll be honest with the girls. When we have these type of programs, I'll be like, okay, let's have real talk, you know,
Mhm.
stuff that you really can't talk to your parents about. Why are we doing this? What benefit do you have? What benefit do you get out of being mean to someone? You
None.
know, and then let's talk about the repercussions. So let's say if you do that and it circles back and to you that you sent these messages, you sent these snaps, and then
Mhm.
you're in trouble, you know. So we address a lot, and I love that. And the parents get an opportunity to come to us and tell us what need to be some of their topics.
Gotcha. So what do you think for our young ladies are key needs that they may have, and how can we as women contribute to fulfilling those needs?
Um, Key needs. They need positive role models.
Mhm.
That for me, I feel like that's one of the biggies. Positive role models and parents who are involved. Because as a parent that's involved, you know what's going on with your kids. As far as social media, you know, I believe in I get kids having privacy. However, I believe in you know what's going on. You know, I don't like to get blindsided with stuff, you know, so being able to have open conversations with them, but positive role models because I feel like we have a lot of social media influencers
Mhm.
um that don't necessarily take our youth in the right direction for and then some things like now um how our girls dress. The girls at school now they can wear whatever they want to wear. I know back in the day we couldn't do that. So
Mhm.
then you're putting yourself at another level with you know how you carry yourself. You feel yourself as a sexual being to you know um and then I would say etiquette, you know, how as a woman, you know, how to carry yourself as a woman. I think a lot of girls don't know that, and it could come from parenting.
Mhm.
So I think those are some of the bigger things, and being involved and being as a woman, knowing your worth, your power, speaking up, you know, being into politics. One thing that I did like with one of our partners, the Southern company, Georgia Power, they opened the doors for the girls to come in and see women doing jobs that are predominantly male driven
Mhm.
like stuff like that. I feel like it's important to open them up to that, open them up to thinking of careers or doing things that you love outside of the normal things that society has put on women. As far
Mhm.
as like jobs, you got to be a nurse or a
Yeah,
teacher
teacher.
or
Yep.
yeah, like stuff like that to let them know, no, you can do whatever you want to do, what you're good at. You know, whatever you're good at, let's cultivate that. Let's go with that, feed that. So I think that that's important. Those are some of the things that I think that we should focus on with our youth.
Gotcha. So many times we feel that as adults, we know everything, or at least
Right.
it's how the kids may, my mama or my auntie, they think they know everything. But
Exactly.
there are many times in life that they know stuff that we don't know, like technology.
Yes.
Teach me how to use this app or teach me how to do X, Y, Z on my
Exactly.
phone. What have your girls taught you?
Oh my goodness, they teach me a lot. I'm tell you. So funny thing. Listen, don't laugh now. Don't laugh. So, at one point, my eyebrows like makeup. Okay,
Okay.
they weren't doing like how they were supposed to
They
be
were not
doing.
sisters.
They were not sisters. And when my girls was like, Miss Stacy, yeah, see, that's not. Let me show you. And I let them do it. You know, I love that it's building a bonding relationship and let them know, building trust as well. And encouraging their talents and their strengths. But to show me how to do my eyebrows, now I do my eyebrows and they're good. That's a simple, that's all, you know, I had to put that in there. But they've shown me how to love me even more. Now, this program is supposed to be for them, but they
Mhm.
don't know how much they do for me. You
Mm.
know, the way they love on me, I love on them. Now, I love, anybody know me, they know I love this program, but the love that they give back. And when I see how they go further, like a lot of my girls who graduate,
Mhm.
they come back to help, you
That's
know, and it teaches me that they understand what I'm trying to teach them, that how that cycle goes and giving back into the community. So that aspect, they I feel like they give a lot with me. um yeah, they teach me that, and they taught me that, and I love it, and I appreciate those girls. So
That's
yeah.
awesome because that lets you know that the work you're doing is not in vain. So the vision he
It's,
gave you, you didn't see it of how it was going to play out, and you just thought it had to be me, 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 me. But instead, as you're pouring into them, they're also pouring into you. But then they understand that, hey, somebody took the chance to help me, so let me
right.
do that because Miss Stacey gave to me. I want to help some other young girl.
Yes. And we have a lot, and I have a committee of women that help me, that volunteer their time because they believe in the vision. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why they believe in the work. And I am so grateful for them because they make this work. They make it work and they're dedicated to the program. And a lot of some of them are college students that they'll stay there 4 years and they graduate, they leave. And then some are community women that just stay the whole time and they believe in the actual work of Our Girls Rock, and they see it. And some people see it in the community. It's like, oh, I want to help because I love this type of stuff. So I really, really love that. And it's crazy how when I first had a vision, the first year, I was just thinking of doing the conferences, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the first year we did it, I was like, we were only gonna do the conference for 35 girls. Then my first year. And when we did the registration open up, it's like, girl, we it was 75 girls. And it was only supposed to be 35. The vision was way bigger. Then parents started contacting us like, no, you can't just offer one thing and then you talking about we gotta wait till next year. No, we need more. So they wanted more. So then we started offering monthly programs. And that was the shift in that, trying to listen to the community. And
Mm-hmm.
then Belinda, I got several girls like years seeing them, the girls that started off in the program at the very beginning,
Mm-hmm.
graduate from high school and come back and just, tell me how much they appreciate being in a program. Like that stuff like that is so rewarding for me.
Oh, that's so good. And you just thought I just had to do one thing.
Hmm.
And he was like,
Yeah.
no, 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 no.
Listen, but and it's so crazy, Belinda, because I'm still sitting here even today, like, how we made that happen? How we took these girls to New York, we don't went to DC, we don't take like, how do we make that happen? Like, how do we sustain all these funds from the community? The first 8 years, maybe 8, 9 years, maybe I don't know when we started like getting some grants and stuff like that. But before then, we were fully funded by the community, fully funded by the community. So all the programming, everything was funded just by community investors because they saw it. A lot of them, some of their kids were in the program, but most of them because they saw and they believe, in the consistency. It
Mm-hmm.
takes a lot to keep a program like this running. And for
Mm-hmm.
us to be 12 years, it's a lot, we made it through COVID. We made it through some trying times, but I'm just so thankful that I did listen. Um, After all that, and I like to be honest with people because some people just like to say, "Oh yeah, I didn't know it was a little road," and I didn't. I guess it's about trusting God and trusting the process. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't think that at that time I was able to trust it because I didn't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I was denying doing that whole time, I think that was preparation to get me where I needed to be at to be able to fulfill what he has for me.
So how do you think Our Girls Rock 2 has impacted your faith and your trust in God?
Yeah, well, that right there, because I feel like sometimes, as a matter of fact, I did a prayer board, my little prayer
I
board.
saw
Oh,
your
you can't
party
see it.
because of
Oh,
the
I got the
background.
little filter on. I need to take that off. But the prayer board, I feel like with this program and my faith, sometimes financially,
Mm-hmm.
I have this vision. I am this. I can't believe I'm saying this. I am this extra person. I really. It's like so much I want to do, so much I want to expose the girls to, and it's like, well, I
I
come up with
think
all this stuff, but what money we gonna, and just being able to say, "Guy, you know my heart. You put me here, so I know you're not gonna fail me." You know what I'm saying? So being able to have those conversations with God, it has built my faith in believing and trusting Him, trusting the process. Sometimes we want everything to be easy. We don't want to work for nothing, don't do nothing. You don't want to go through anything, but being able to go through the process and understanding why and
mm-hmm.
getting through it, and it just builds a whole nother relationship,
Mm-hmm.
like my love for God and my appreciation for Him,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like, you chose me for this, you chose her for that, like every girl that's in the program, He chose every single girl that's specifically in the program for that specific year, because they're going to come in contact with a woman
Mm-hmm.
within that program that's going to mentor them to help them to get where they need to be at, and in return they're going to help that woman, because some of our women, they need that. Some of them may not have kids, so the opportunity to be able to have that bond and relationship, like I said, these girls love on us, and they love us because they know that this is, we don't have to do this, we're not getting paid just to do, what I'm saying, we don't have to do this, we do this because our love for them in the community. So I feel like it just builds that trust the process type faith, and I'm there. I'm
And
there.
it,
I'm there.
and it reminds you too that, Lord, you've never failed me. So when
Never.
I started the program and I didn't have anything, like I have these ideas of
Mhm,
grandeur. And
mhm,
I know that if you could do that back then with the
mhm,
little, I got a little bit more and
mhm.
I can please you a lot more. So I know you won't fail me. You'll help me figure it out. So not only do I have the local resources, but I got some grants and some other stuff. And you know the
Mhm.
right people to put in my path.
Listen, he just keep opening doors. He keeps showing out, and I be talking, okay, daddy guy, you're showing out. You're showing out. Like a couple of years ago, one of my prayers was, okay, God, put me in the room with the right people.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Like, I need to be more invested in the community. I need to be in the right room for the right resources. I need to meet the right people that's gonna help me get there. And he did that. So then I had to redo my prayer for next year. Okay, Lord, I'm in the rooms now. What I need to say, because I didn't ask for that the first time.
That's
You got to
true.
say the right things, being strategic about what you pray for, you know. But he just keep opening doors and just showing out. Like, I told you, I got you. You trust me, And my thing is, throughout this whole process, acknowledging him.
Mm-hmm.
Because see, I don't like to take a lot of people like, you don't like to be on the phone. No, because I'm just doing what God has for me to do in this season. Now, this season may not last forever, or it may last for a long time, but while I'm here on this journey, during
Mm-hmm.
this season, I'm going to do what He has for me to do. And I pray that He uses me to be able to do that and I make the right decisions. I pray that, I'm doing the right things and seeking Him in the moves that I do, and for our girls rock, because at the end of the day, this is Him, you know. So I do like to make sure that we give Him the glory. But as a matter of fact, before every program that we have, we pray. We pray, you know. So that's important for us.
Gotcha. So how can we as women create this supportive and empowering environment? Because many of our women are in Georgia, but they're all over the country. But we understand the importance of pouring back into our youth. So how can we create a supportive and empowering environment wherever we are, so that our girls feel the love or
Right.
feel that there's at least one person in this life that cares about them.
Right. I would say, create a safe environment for the girls. Come up with what you're good at, what area you're good at with connecting.
Mhm.
Because sometimes we connect differently with different girls, or we have different talents. So find a I guess a safe place, which could be a church, a community center, something. And ma'am,
That's one of our youth, our future.
that's that's one of them trying to come in and see what I'm talking about. So I had to lock the door on her because she'd come in. But find that, identify a small group, start with a small group of girls within the community or wherever, and identify their needs. And see within you, how can you help? Because if we're broken and we're not together, sometimes it's a little bit more difficult to be there for our youth. So finding that and connecting with other women who have that same vision, who wants to support our youth, because it starts with us. We gotta be the ones to redirect and love on these girls. Even the ones that are not doing good, even the ones that are bullies or whatever issue they may have, love on them.
Mhm.
Love on these girls and encourage them. Show them the right way. Show them, all the different avenues that they can take. Like, you don't, if you were born into poverty, if you've been living in projects all your life and that's all that's not the end of the story for you. That
That's true.
doesn't mean that you have to take that path. If you want more, it can start with you, but you got to believe in you. You
Mhm.
got to believe in you and invest in yourself. And sometimes these girls don't understand that. They stay right there where they are because it's their comfort zone. But
Yes.
being able to encourage them outside their comfort zone, um, okay. And then just like a lot of our girls, never experienced flying on an airplane.
Yes.
They never been outside of Georgia. Like exposing them to that to let them know you can do it. It's other stuff outside of what you see. And
Mhm.
you can be somebody. If you good with speaking, public speaking, you can be a politician. You can come out here and help make some decisions to change the world.
Mhm.
If you're good with creating and building stuff, like just pushing them in that and encouraging our women and encouraging each other
Yes.
outside of just our youth, but being that for each other. I think we don't have enough women that
Like each
a lot
other.
of women, yeah, we feel like we competing with each
And
other, and I don't get that.
I don't either. And I think if nothing else, even if you feel like you don't have much to show a
Mhm.
younger, show them that you can be nice and a friend. One thing that I'm so grateful of from my mom is that like I never seen a mean girl or seen like I don't like her or I don't
Mhm.
like, people grow, as you were saying before, people grow up and they emulate what they see. So if I
Yes,
see my mama being mean and rude and fighting and cussing and fussing
yes,
people, I'm gonna do the same thing.
hmm,
But I've
yeah,
seen my mama take the high road. I've seen her be able to hold a conversation. Like I could tell she probably didn't care for the person or whatever, but you would never know it. But I
mhm,
know how to be a friend and I know how to
yeah,
approach situations. So if
yeah,
you just the fact that I can call another girl, like
mhm.
you remember being in college, people like, I don't like girls. What?
Right. They get on
Half
my
of the
nerves.
world is girls. So what you gonna do? So you only like half of the world? What we gonna do? What can we
Right,
do?
right.
But if you can at least be a friend and have some
Hmm.
friends and know how
Yep.
to be a friend,
Yes.
start there. But yeah, I
Yes.
don't get the competition piece.
Me
Um,
either.
we can all, if we all know how to do lashes, we can all still figure out our place, be successful in doing it all. We can figure out how
Yeah.
to go to a conference and do everybody lashes instead of just women.
Right.
But
Yeah. And
um,
don't envy other women for that. Like, I don't want to support you because, I don't want you doing good and I ain't do, like, or you didn't come to my program, so I'm not gonna come to yours. Or just finding like stuff like that's, I don't think that should be, I don't think that's how we should be as women, competing and just And then another thing too is from my mind. Sorry, Belinda.
That's okay.
Sometimes we think pink cake. Okay, I'm coming.
I'm sorry, Tegan. I'm gonna get your mama back in just a few minutes.
So, what was I saying? So I feel like now they say they're hungry. What was I about to say about women? Sorry, y'all. They just got me just all, you know how they go. Hmm. Oh, judging where somebody is today. So a lot of times we look at where people are today and we envy where they are, but you don't forgot where they came from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you don't know what they took to get there.
Right. Where they are in life right now that's not where you are. You know what I'm saying? Be okay with where you are, because 10 years from now, 5 years, next year, next month, you never know. You might be, you know what I'm saying? You don't know let them write their own book. You write your own, and it's okay for them while they winning, because when your time comes, you're gonna want people to cheer you on, and I just look at that, because sometimes even me, and I use that as an example because I'm talking about myself, people that got kids, little kids. Now your kid's older, but you done been here before where you couldn't do, now
Yeah.
I'm sitting here like, no, I wish this, but they're like, well, we done been there. Now
Mm-hmm.
it's our time, so I use that as an example with life. You just have to let people be in their, in their lane, and let them ride that out. And you thank God for where you are and the blessings that He has put on you where you are. So I just want to say that.
So someone had asked that they were interested in starting a ministry like yours. Stacey is not in the Atlanta area. She's actually in South Georgia, in the Statesboro, Portal. I'm trying to think of all the other places, Brooklet area.
Savannah.
Yes.
They probably know about Savannah.
Yeah, they'll know. My sister always picked on me. And when I was in, she used to say Statesboro very hard, but that's neither here nor there. But how can we encourage, and we talked about the importance of relationships, positive relationships, and fostering a sense of sisterhood with these young girls?
Okay. So a lot of the girls that we do have, they don't know each other. Some of them do because they've been in the program,
Mm-hmm.
but they have to see it within you and how the staff communicates.
Yes.
And then we encourage them to get to know each other. We do activities, we do bonding stuff, and we show them. It's kind of tricky with the younger girls. It's easier, they'll make a friend and they're good. The older girls are a little bit more challenging because they are either in that competitive stage,
Mm-hmm.
or they are just really don't deal with people like that. So being able to show them, I guess, with the other group of women, I think I would start there, showing them how to love and bond and make relationships, give them team building activities, take them on trips where they got a roommate with each other, like those types. And normally they bond like this because we start with the smaller groups, and we have small group activities, and real conversations. And when people say stuff within these conversations, even if it's a silly answer or a silly question, we hype it up as in, like, that's good, because you want them to be able to communicate and feel comfortable. Because once you make them feel like they're embarrassed by what they say, or make them feel some type of way, that kind of pulls that shell back. But if you hype that up, and we hype the girls up a lot, and they come in acting shy, like they want, I'm loud. I give them that energy, and they just like, but they want that. They
Yes, they
look
want to
for
be
that.
celebrated.
Yes, they look for that. So if I don't give them that energy, they looking at me like,
She
you
don't
just
like
walk
this.
up.
What have I done?
Right. So we do that, and that helps them become comfortable with themselves first, and
Mm-hmm.
then be able to become comfortable with each other. So yeah, just hyping them up, being extra.
So what about, maybe there's someone who was like you or where you were in 2010 or 11, and God is pushing them to mentor or to do something with some to impact younger audiences. What advice would you give them when they're considering either becoming a mentor or starting a mentorship program? What would you tell them to do?
Do it. Do it, because and trust God. And be willing to put in the work, because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. But do it. Get you a good team. Um, People that support. Get different people that have different strengths,
Mhm.
because you don't need the same. I mean, you need everybody on your team, but you need people from different, walks of life and strengths to be able to make it work. If you need somebody that's good with technology, good with PR, good with programming, fundraising, good with ideas, good, resources. Like, get you a good structured team and support system that's going to be there to pray with you, encourage you. We will start there, and
Mhm.
then call me,
Okay.
because I feel like and I've mentored a couple of other organizations, girl organizations. I don't mind, mentoring
Mhm.
and helping, because I feel like I had a mentor. Her name
Mhm.
was Lisa Campbell. She helped me out. I tell you, Lisa was played an instrumental role in helping me with just laying out some of the footwork from something else to get me started.
Mhm.
But it's a lot to break down with the stuff that
Mhm.
you need, like your 501(c)(3, the structure of your company, your bylaws, your vision. Like, you gotta write down and have every step what you're trying to do with this business. Like, you gotta have it like that. Where you're gonna meet at, how much money is it gonna cost to run the program, what sponsors, what grants. You got a grant writer. Like, it's a lot of variables to it, but it can be done if you have that support
Yes.
system and the right people. So don't get discouraged, and I'm here, if someone just need a little push, or, some suggestions or anything like that. But I would say those are some of the things that you would have to start with to have for the program.
Gotcha. So how can we support our girls rock too?
Supporting our girls right too. If you have girls that want to come to our conference or any of our fundraising events, like our Mother's Day brunch, Father's Day, father daughter dance, anything that we have like that. Financially, you can go on our website and you can you can become one of our sponsors. We have different sponsor levels, community levels, and corporate levels. Those go straight to programming and scholarships for our girls. um if you have resources, if you want to come and do a program,
Mm.
like, we love people that have different backgrounds, that they can something different, that they can
Mhm.
offer the girls. Whatever you're good at, whatever your business, you want to bring your business here, you want to invite them to come to your business for a field trip, that type of stuff. Yeah, I think that's a good, start of how you can support us.
And what is your website?
Our website is www.ourgirlsrock2.org.
Gotcha. Now, at the heart of Women of Grace, and this is our last question, is we are a ministry where we um, are rooted in an acronym called PFS, which is Prayer, Fellowship, and Service. And at our heart and at our core is we are women that are pray. They're praying around the clock. And so I end each girl talk with asking, how can we as a ministry pray for you in our Girls Rock too?
Well, just pray for I will start with our staff, pray with our staff, um, for their covering.
Mhm.
Pray for our families and our girls in the school systems and out of school, to protect them and keep them in the right mind frame. And pray for that the founder and director continues to follow the steps that God has for Our Girls Rock, and that he continues to open the doors um, for programming, finances, and everything that we need.
Well, we will definitely keep our Girls Rock too in our prayers, as well as you and all of those that are involved. This has been a great conversation because we have to realize that it's not just us,
Hmm.
that the girls are our future, and we need to start pouring into them because they're faced with lots of things. And we
Yeah,
want them to look to God and to look to those who will impact them positively before they end up in a road, because all it takes is one decision.
One.
Change their life, for the trajectory of their life forever.
And I've seen that happen before.
Yes, and I just made this one decision, and this one decision, I decided to take my boyfriend somewhere, and what happened? Like whatever that decision is, and we don't want that to be the decision that changes their life in a negative way. So you're doing
Absolutely.
all that you can to help them see that you have to be mindful of your actions, and that every action has a consequence. So
Yes.
you got to deal with it. So thank you for the conversation. It's Our Girls Rock 2. So OURGIRLSTOO.org. And I'll
Yes.
put it in the chat as well. And I'll put Stacey's information, because I think there are a couple people who are interested, that want to start a mentorship group or may want to pick your ideas. So I'll put her information in our chat. But I thank you for sharing. You have a great story, and I thank you for all that you do for these young girls. So Tegan and Riley, you're gonna get your mama back. She can go feed y'all.
Yes,
You don't
they're
want y'all to
ready.
be upset and telling their daddy.
I see toes up under the door.
So I'm gonna give her back to y'all. But
Thank
thank you again for this conversation. And next week we have an in-house therapist that comes to our conference, Dr. Betty Williams. We'll be discussing her book, Journey into Wholeness. So join us
Ooh.
next week for our next Girl Talk. Have a great night, ladies.